Hello, everyone, and welcome to LinkedIn Strategy for Business. This topic, anything to do with strategy, gets me super excited. I absolutely love strategy. So welcome, my name is Juanita Z, and I am the CEO of the Online Business Academy. Now, if you are focusing on LinkedIn for 2022, then I'm going to give you 11 key actions that will help you to take your LinkedIn to the next level. And LinkedIn, as with any platform, is dynamic. So when you think about LinkedIn, you need to review your LinkedIn profile and you need to review what you're doing on LinkedIn on a regular basis, be that annually or be that every quarter. It doesn't matter as long as you are reviewing what you're doing on LinkedIn and being dynamic. In other words, focusing and shifting and changing as you need to. Just remember that things in your business do change, and as business owners, you need to change the profile and pages to match your business objectives. And I will go through that in more detail. Now, I absolutely cannot tell you the number of times that I've heard people say that they created a profile years ago and they only just started realizing the power of LinkedIn recently, and they've now started using it in the way that it should be used, and they have flown, they've escalated, they're getting leads and jobs, and amazing things are happening to them because they've made that shift, that mindset shift about LinkedIn, and moved forward. So if any of you are sitting in that same position, you joined LinkedIn, you're not 100% sure of how you should be using it, and you're kind of sitting on the fence, let's start here with the LinkedIn strategy, and hopefully this will give you some ideas to move you forward. LinkedIn is a powerful platform, and here's some reasons why you should be on LinkedIn, or here's some reasons why you should consider LinkedIn. So if you think of LinkedIn, LinkedIn is the platform where decision makers and mainly executives spend their time. So if they're in their corporate or their workplace or business, this is the platform that they'll switch on first in the morning when they get out of bed or in their free time. And they actively scroll through their news feed. So they look for valuable content. And you need to be out there creating that valuable content. When Jeff Weiner was CEO, he described the platform for all working professionals. So that is how he saw the platform. And right now, there are nearly 800 million members on LinkedIn. And they're discerning. They are decision makers. 40% of those members, yes, 40%, are on LinkedIn daily, so they're active users of LinkedIn. And what you need to know is, of all the platforms, LinkedIn is the most widely used platform for Fortune 500 companies. So there are 87 million millennials on LinkedIn, and those are the people that are born in the 80s and 90s, and they are now the current predominant decision makers. So that shift happened about a year or two ago, where millennials became the decision makers. So let's get back to the presentation, and let's start with the first slide, which is define your purpose. Now, when we talk about defining your purpose, what you want to do is, this particular presentation is around business, but even if you're on here for career, or you want to change a job, or you want to do something a little bit different, sit down and define that purpose. Define what it is that you want to do. And the reason for that, once you define the purpose, is that's when the platform becomes magic and you really utilize it for what you want to use it for. And there is no right way. There is no this is the way to use it. In other words, if somebody says to you, you need to create content every day, and somebody else says to you, you need to create videos every day, and somebody else says to you, oh, just comment, don't do anything else. All of that is correct, and all of that may not be. It depends on what your purpose is, your purpose. So everything that you do on the platform is unique to what you want to achieve. Now, if you are a business, and this whole presentation will be from a business perspective. So if you are a business, you would potentially have your business strategy in place. What you want to do is you want to first look at your business strategy and then work backwards to the other platforms or digital assets and social media assets, in this case LinkedIn, and define how LinkedIn fits into your purpose for your business. In other words, what is the purpose for you on LinkedIn that actually aligns to your business goals? Okay, so that's extremely, extremely important. Right, so let's have a look and see, because sometimes when we look at purpose, it can be simply for building connections. It can be just for consuming content. So for those of you that are out there that have a business goal, you might go, you know what, I want to use Instagram and TikTok more, but I really love the content on LinkedIn, so that's what I'm going to come and do and consume. I hope that that's not the only thing that you do, and I hope there's a combination. Some people want to generate leads. Some people want to use LinkedIn to become thought leaders. And so all of these things that I'm explaining to you will have different strategies to create these moments for you. You might even be somebody that does a lot of events, and you want to promote events, or you want to create events on LinkedIn, or you want to create live events. Whatever it is, define the purpose of LinkedIn. The second thing that we talk about, which is critically important, is one of the key foundational steps in strategy, and that is to know your target audience. So to know who your target audience is. Now, for those of you that have been on LinkedIn for a while, you will know that LinkedIn has an amazing search function. But for those of you that have not been on LinkedIn, I want you to go and try the search functions, play around with them. Even without paying for premium, you can get so much information, and you can connect with so many people that are your potential target audience. But to understand your target audience, you need to really understand, who you're dealing with, and how you connect. When I do target audience work, it's a whole session on its own. Because you can start at the high level. In other words, high level might be, who are the people in the company that you actually want to connect with? What kind of titles do they have? Where would they work? What are their companies? Are the companies, Fortune 500 companies? Are they financial institutions, etc.? And then you can work right down to creating avatars for the target audience. And as I said, or personas as they're known, and that's something that we do in our training sessions. Now, if you know who you're going to connect with, your target audience, so they could be customers and clients, you could be connecting for collaborations, you could be connecting with peers, influencers, referral partners, prospects. They could all be your target audience. And notice here that I haven't targeted LinkedIn just for my target audience to sell my product. I'm looking at LinkedIn from, for example, influencers from a learning perspective, peers, so that we can get together and maybe work together on things or bounce things off each other. Collaborations, maybe somebody that's not in my same type of work, but we can work together to collaborate to form something. And then people that I can use as referral partners as well, and they can use me as referral partners. So there's various reasons for your target audience. Now the next thing, so step number 3 is really understanding your product and your service and how you're going to use LinkedIn to promote your product and your service in a way that's not salesy, and that's what we call social selling. So how do you get out there and get people to know, see what you do and promote your service? Now, in a personal profile, it's really difficult to do a promotional post, a salesy promotional post. But in a business profile, you may definitely get away with that, and we encourage you in business profiles to let people know what's coming up and do some promotion, but always not in a push salesy kind of a way. But here's the thing, if you do have a product or a service, my personal opinion obviously is that there are definitely platforms for products or services that work better than other platforms. However, I have come across, so one of those services or areas is the creative space. And when I say creative space, I mean people that sell art, interior designers, people that design clothes, etc. A lot of the time they tend to be better on platforms like Instagram or TikTok. However, I have seen and I know of creators that are doing exceptional business just on LinkedIn, and they don't even use the other platforms. So don't let anybody tell you what you need to or not need to do. If this is working for you and it's working for you to meet your business objectives, do that. If you want to do a multi-channel approach, do that as well. All right. Step number 4 is to understand your brand voice. Now, if you're just an individual or a solopreneur in an organization, you've got your little company that you're working with, brand voice tends to come naturally because it's your brand voice. So the way that you work out your brand voice is work out 3 key descriptors of how people would describe your voice online. So are you fun? Are you professional? Are you exciting? Are you sarcastic? Are you humorous? Whatever it is, and it's the quirky things that you do. So that's your brand voice, and you really want to work out what that is and what that isn't. But, and I say but here, if you run a company or you're going to expand your company, remember that your brand voice is the company brand voice, not your personal brand voice. And your brand voice for your company needs to align to your company and to the culture of that company and what you want all your employees to be able to reflect when they post on LinkedIn, when they post on a company page. That brand voice needs to be coming out quite strongly all the time. So that's an exercise. If you're in a corporate, that is an exercise that we do with corporates to help the team if they haven't come up with a brand voice for their business. And it can be quite a challenging exercise because you do need to take everybody into account. One question I get asked is brand voice the culture of the organization? No, but the culture aligns to the brand voice. So brand voice is simply the way that you communicate in the online space, and culture fits into that. All right, now the next step that we look at is your business assets. So when we are talking about business assets, you want to think about everything beyond your personal profile. So think about any pages that you want to put up, any groups that you either want to administer or groups that you want to join, because all of those are going to be, well, if you're creating them, they're your business assets. If you're joining them, they're part of the way that you are working your strategy. Now, a business asset on any social media platform, you do not own it. You don't own your personal page, you don't own your company page, and you definitely don't own a group. So please remember that. And if you ever sell your company, you cannot sell these off for profit. It is against the LinkedIn terms. So you cannot do that. What you can do is include them as assets into the wholesale of your business. That means that growing your business pages and creating groups, etc., are always a good thing if you are intending not only to build your network and your profiles, but as assets for future if you ever want to sell the business. All right, so if we're thinking about company pages, a lot of times, especially when somebody is a small business, a solopreneur, they will ask, do I really need a company page? And I really want to encourage you to put one up. So no matter how small your business is, you should have a company page. And there are 3 key reasons for this. The first key reason is it secures your company name on LinkedIn. So if somebody is searching for your company name, it comes up. The second key reason is having a company page allows you to connect this to your personal page when you say that you work for this company in your experience section. And that then gets put at the top of the profile. Profiles that have empty company pages because there is no company page to attach it to start looking spammy. Sometimes you can't help it because companies haven't created their page, etc. But if you are, if you have your company create that so your personal profile doesn't look spammy. And remember then, if you do have people that come and join your organization or your company, even as temps or as interns or anything like that, they can then link to your company page. So it makes them look professional as well. And the third reason is searching. So people may not remember, people may not remember you by your company name, by your own name when they meet you, but something that you say about your company might stand out. Or somebody might mention and go, I know this woman, but I know that she works for the Online Business Academy. If they search that, they will find a company, and if they find the company, they'll find the people that work in it. So don't underestimate that it's a different way for people to search for you. And it's an opportunity for you to network. It's a networking opportunity. Okay. So groups, let's just focus on groups at the moment. If you don't have a group, I'm not saying here, please put up a group. If you don't have the time to put the effort into it. Groups take time and effort, and the successful groups are the ones that have admins that spend time in. There is not one group admin that I have spoken to that has said that it's been a light load. Every one of them have said something to the effect of, I didn't realize that it was going to be so much work. So know that if you're going to put a group up and you want to make it work, you need to really put that effort in. Now, if you don't want to, go and search for groups and go and interact in those groups. The next thing that I want you to look at in your LinkedIn strategy is your business ads and campaigns. So the question is, do you need business ads and campaigns? And if you don't, that's fine. So if you do want to promote your services beyond your network, and you're not paying for Sales Navigator and things like that, but you want to promote either an event quickly or a service quickly, etc., then campaigns and ads are absolutely amazing to do that. And LinkedIn has come a long way in terms of the advertising platform. So you can get good bang for your buck if you advertise properly. However, as with all the social media platforms, they have to take things like GDPR into consideration. So, for example, emails to any of the European countries now have been stopped. It's not allowed anymore on LinkedIn because of that. And of course, there are certain things that you can and cannot promote on LinkedIn. So if you are doing business ads and campaigns, please reach out to us. We are experts in this field, and we can help you with LinkedIn ads and campaigns. Now, something that you might want to think about is 65% of B2B companies have used paid ads to acquire customers. So LinkedIn has quite a large number of people, B2B companies, that are actually using ads to acquire customers. The next thing that you want to look at in your strategy is to assess your content strategy. Now, we do a full day of training on content, and it's called Content to Rock Your Brand and Your Business. That's how much goes into actually working out content. But your content strategy, just think about what you want to do there. So I'm going to take you through a few things. On LinkedIn, and I really want you to listen to this statistic, because this is one of the reasons why content on LinkedIn is so powerful. On LinkedIn, 50% of social traffic on websites and blogs come from LinkedIn on the web. 50% of social traffic on websites and blogs come from LinkedIn. And the content on LinkedIn compared to any other social media platform is considered 3 times more trustworthy. So people that do work with LinkedIn come along and they believe what you're saying on LinkedIn is trustworthy. Some of the things that you want to think about for your content strategy is how many times a week can you post consistently? There is no right or wrong with this in LinkedIn. Other platforms, you do need to be posting at least once a day, 2-3 times a day if you want to grow that platform. But LinkedIn is not like that. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform. And so it's always quality over quantity. Of course, the more you're seen, the better for you. So when you do post quality content more, people do start engaging and seeing you more. But if you're posting for the sake of posting to get a post up and it's not quality, you are actually damaging your reputation more, and you're damaging the way that people see you more. And I shouldn't say the word damaging, but you're not doing yourself any favors when people are seeing you in a way that is not quality. Okay. Write everything that you write on LinkedIn. So all your content that you put on LinkedIn, write it with your target audience in mind. Write as if you're speaking to your target audience. And then mix up the delivery of your content. So, do videos, do carousels, do long form content, do polls, do short form content. Every now and then share a post if you want to promote somebody else. So all of these things are just a few little things in your content strategy, but you want to have a look at that content strategy. Now, the next thing you want to do in terms of LinkedIn strategy is assess your comments strategy. Now, the comments can be one of the most powerful ways of connecting on LinkedIn, so make it count. Adding frivolous comments to a to a piece of content. And when I say frivolous comments, I mean things like amazing, nice, great job, wow, things like that, just these one-word comments, or even copying pieces of the content and not doing anything with it in the comments. They don't give you basically are taking away from the opportunity to make an impact. That's pretty much what's happening. And not only for the poster, but for other people. Okay, so when you are creating a comment that is impactful, that has a value, that the poster can see that you have put thought into it and you're part of that conversation, that then makes you visible. That then helps people to see you, and not just the poster, other people that come to that post. Now I want you to think about it like this. If you're in a networking event and there is a speaker, they've been on the stage, they've shared the content, and they get off the stage and they're now walking around the room. And when they're walking, people are patting them on the shoulder and just coming up to them and saying, amazing, nice job, loved your talk, that was great. And then you come up to the speaker and you say, you know what, I really enjoyed the part where you spoke about how important LinkedIn is for LinkedIn strategy is for business goals and how to move that forward. I'd love to hear more about that, or my views on that, or I've experienced it this way. What happens then? That presenter stops and has a proper conversation with you. So when they're having that proper conversation and you're going backwards and forwards, people start gathering around and listening in, and they may not engage in that conversation, but what they do is they look at you and they go, wow, this speaker is talking to this person, and this person is so intelligent. They're adding so much value. They know what they're talking about, and you've made an impact. When you walk away from that speaker, what happens? Other people come up to you because they've overheard, and they start talking to you. Wow, that was really great. I really loved what you said there. And so you give the opportunity to open up for more conversation. That's pretty much how the comment strategy works, if you think about it from that perspective. Now, I know of so many people that have landed work just through the comment section. So when their comment has created almost another whole life of its own on that actual piece of content, and people have come through and connected, and they've landed amazing jobs. Okay, so comments are very, very powerful. And while we're at this, one thing that you also want to do is assess your direct messaging strategy, so your DM strategy. And one of the things that you can do is mix it up in your direct messaging. So the first thing is, when you're connecting with someone for the first time, it's important not to try and push sell. It's important not to, shove your product down somebody's throat. It's important to build that relationship first. And yes, you can tell them what you do, but do that in the second or third DM at least, but definitely not that first one. Show people that you are connecting for a reason, or you've got something that you want to learn from that person, etc. All right. So in your DMs, your strategy, think of using your voice function and your video function a lot more now. Voice and video are absolutely powerful, and it's a wonderful way for you to send a personal message to the person so that they can hear you and that they can see you in some instances. All right. And it can be a great way to take your connections to the next level, because not everybody is doing that. Okay? But what you say is important. So even if you are doing voice, or even if you are doing, a video, please don't come put up a spammy video and say, hi, I'm connecting with you on LinkedIn and we've got this product and we do this and we do that. It's as bad, maybe even worse, as sending a DM message with all of that in it. So please don't push sell in DMs, okay? The key in your when you've connected with someone, it's a big deal, because that person can take you off their connections as quickly as you came on. So it's a big deal. When you're in there, value that connection, treasure that connection, because you never know where it will lead. Even if you never do business with that connection, they have a network. So value, treasure, and your job in DMs is to form a relationship. And you do that by talking to the person and showing interest in them. So whenever you're doing anything, whether it's content, DMs, or in comment strategies, talk to the person, directly to them. Don't do generic stuff around your DMs. Okay. The next thing that we want to talk about in your LinkedIn strategy is to assess your hashtag strategy. Now, it's very hard to imagine that LinkedIn only added hashtags to the platform in 2018. In fact, Twitter was the first platform to start with hashtags and really get it right. Hashtags are both powerful for searching and for connecting. Now, on the platform, it seems that 3 to 5 hashtags are the sweet spot. And I have a post on hashtags, which I will link in over here, that you can go and have a look at and read all about hashtags, if that's going to help you through to get your hashtag strategy right. So hashtags can be both short and long, but as I said, I will connect the post here and you can really read that and absorb that. And then the next thing is to assess your current profiles. So a lot has changed on LinkedIn just over the last year. I mean, they have made so many changes, okay? And the question to ask yourself is it time to rewrite your about section? Based on your business strategy, really. Is it time to rewrite your business section? Remember that LinkedIn is a website with multiple pages. So your profile and your company pages, etc., are all pages, or if you want to look at it, mini websites. Now, those pages, like any other website, get crawled by bots. So if somebody is searching for something, it will crawl and pick up specific keywords and things like that. If you don't have those keywords in your profile, you won't get found. But if your page is stagnant, you lose the opportunity above somebody that is that has a page that isn't stagnant. In other words, they're doing stuff on it. You lose that opportunity because those crawlers or the bots stop crawling pages that are non active. So the more active you are, the more the bots will crawl and find things. The more you get shown up in LinkedIn. That's pretty much how website traffic works, and it's no different in LinkedIn. So remember that. Even changing, for example, even changing a simple thing on your profile or adding something to your featured section is saying to the platform that this profile is active. So definitely do things on your profile to make it active. Now, one of the things that you can do is go through your profile and complete all the sections. Don't add any sensitive data to your profile. LinkedIn actually asks you not to do that. And a complete LinkedIn profile, believe it or not, will get you 21 times more views than an incomplete profile. The more people see you, the more you are remembered. And remember this whole saying, it's front of mind. So the more you're front of somebody's mind, the more you're remembered when somebody is looking for that particular thing. Make it impactful, stand out. And lastly, but not least, take action. Get started. So we've spoken with so many things on here, but taking action and getting started is something that you need to do. Don't overthink things. You don't have to be perfect. Take one of these key action points and just go start on it. That's the only way to do it. If you have any questions around this presentation or anything that you would like to ask, please come into the comment section, ask the question that you want to, and I will absolutely answer, or I might make content around it for you. And with that said, thank you for your time, and I hope that this helps you with your LinkedIn strategy. This is a presentation, but of course we actually sit down with people and go through their LinkedIn strategy. That is one of the services that our company offers. So please reach out if you do want a LinkedIn strategy for your business. Thank you.